quiz show. An excellent movie directed by Robert Redford. A few days ago, I posted a note on Ordinary People. The glorious film, one of the best ever, one of the best 100 for me anyway. And well, not just for me. That you can find it on the list of New York Times's best 1,000 movies ever made, for instance. Ordinary People. And this one is made in the second part of the career of Robert Redford, because in the first part we learn from Adventures in the Screen Trade, maybe the best book on Hollywood, by William Goldman, that Redford was not the pleasant, kind, generous patriarch of the cinema that we know him to be today. Ralph Fiennes is Charles Van Doren. John Turturro is Herbie, I forgot his other name. Contestants in the quiz show, very popular then. I guess still quite popular on many meridians, latitudes, longitudes. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and others. Question pour un champion, that's on TV5, has been for decades, I think. And the problem and the shtick of the film is that this one is rigged. So we have a Jewish contestant played by John Turturro, who has to take a dive or something like that. They use that expression. In that he has to lose, and then Charles Van Doren, a Gentile, has to take his place. They looked at the statistics and they've seen that a Jewish winner will have to be satisfied with much less than a Gentile. In other words, discrimination. Charles Van Doren is the son of a very famous, acclaimed scholar, intellectual, portrayed by Paul Scofield, known, at least by this viewer, mostly from A Man of All Seasons. Termina. Dignified. Potoliște, mă, idiotule. They rigged my quiz show by screaming. They won't allow me to win this one or anything. So it's even more upsetting, so to say, to see that Charles Van Doren has won over 100,000, 122,000 at one point, which is quite a few $1 million in the money of this day, by cheating when he is so well educated. And we see them at one point at a meal celebrating the father's birthday, that they know so much. They give each other quizzes, Shakespeare. They say lines from Merchant of Venice, from As You Like It, and one and the other have to guess. At one point, the father even rectifies a word in the quote, line said by Charles, his son. Um, it's also true that if he is so knowledgeable in literature, he's a professor of literature after all. Both father and son are professors. He may have a problem with other areas like boxing. When he's coached for the upcoming show, that is, he's given the questions and the answers. They ask him who were the three champions before, I don't know, let's say La Mota, and he has to say, and he says Max Bauer, but he doesn't know Primo Carnera or Carrera or something similar. Ha ha ha! He's laughing at me. So there you have it. The quiz shows are supposed to cover all areas, and one may not be so interested in boxing or cricket. However, Charles decides to end the game, even if he knows who the King of Belgium is. They discussed over that same celebratory meal for the birthday of his father about King Baudouin. He makes an intentional mistake, says it's King Leopold of Belgium. He's losing the game. And he has problems of conscience because this is also a film about ethics, about morals, about winning at all costs, about being fair, just, and in the end, what winning means. Do you win if you have the money? Is it important to have money? Studies have shown that it's not so important. In fact, positive psychology studies looked at winners at lottery, those who won more than $1 million, and they found that yes, they have a spike in their happiness levels for some months, but then they return to their base happiness level. So we return. Luckily, it's the same when there's an accident and somebody has a physical disability as a consequence. There's a huge drop, but then we tend to return. We adapt, in other words. It's called hedonic adaptation. Excellent film.